Before going into your security groups and all, now let's perform couple of labs. Okay, let's perform the labs now. There are 2-3 labs which I want to do. And after that, I will just come into this security group related stuff. Then we will move towards the net gateways and all. Okay. So now let me go into my diagram, which I have created especially for these labs only. No, guys, don't do these labs with me. Do it once I will done. Okay. Otherwise, you will not able to grab the things. So what I will do, I will try to do this particular labs first. Okay. So if you have seen, I'm into my BPC, right? So here, see, I have my BPC, I have my subnets, and I have my route tables, right? Now I will just open my EC2 console into some one different tab. And guys, make sure I'm in North Virginia region and your EC2 is also in North Virginia region. So what I will do now, I'll go into my instance. And here guys, I will not explain you in-depth information of EC2 today. Today, how I'm deploying the instance, you have to do in the similar way. Later on, I will basically explain you how we can deploy the instance properly. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. Now what we can do, let me just launch my EC2 instance. Now, when we launch your EC2 instance, you have to define here numbers. How many VMs you want to launch? You can define like 1, 2, 3, like this. I want to just launch one. I will just put here one. Name, what is the name of your machine? So let me just go and let me just put VM01. And this is, let's suppose this VM running my web server. Or let me just go with VM01. Okay, this is fine. If you want to add some additional text, you can add the additional text as well. What is the purpose, all these details, but not needed at all. Okay. You can just go and just put VM01. Here you have to select the image, which image you want to use. You want to use a Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. There's a lots of images are there. You can browse the image as well. Right here, you can able to see lots of images. See, Microsoft, everything are there. Even though if you will type here Palo Alto, you can able to see the Palo Alto images as well. You have to click on it, will mark, see Palo Alto, Panorama, all these images are there. Sonic Wall, everything. Okay, but I'll just want it to go with the default. I'll go into this launch instance again. VM01, I just want to launch the Amazon Linux, and most of the time I'm using this Linux things, guys, here. Now here you have to define, this is the Linux image, and it is eligible for free tier, right? So and most of the time I'm using the free tiers only. This is the architecture and all. So you can go with the default. I'm using this T2 micro. So I will explain you these families and everything when we will discuss the EC2. As of now, I'm going with this T2 micro only. Key pair, guys, you have to basically define one key pair. See, I have a demo key pair. So let me just show you. You have to click on create a key pair. And let me just give the name to this key pair. AWS batch 02 North Virginia key pair. Use the RSA type of key pair. And guys, now here is a trick. See, when you will create a key pair, see you get a two type of key pair, RSA based or the ED 25519 based. These are the two algorithms. So I will choose here RSA based key pair. And what here we will get, you want to basically use the PEM file or you want to create a PPK file. So if you want to connect with your Linux machine using PuTTY, then you can select PPK file. And see, if I want to connect with by using my Mac OS or using my Linux machine, then I will select this Open SHS. And I highly recommend always create a type of .pem file, because later on I will help you how we can convert this PEM file into the PPK file. Don't worry. So I will select this PEM file, create a key pair. So when I have created this key pair, you can able to see this is the key pair which is downloaded. I'll select this key pair, will cut this key pair, and I will just put into my AWS batch. And this is the place where I will save my key pair. And it has also opened on my notepad. So guys, this key pair is just a private key. It is just a private key, nothing more than that. Okay, just remember. Now, I will select this AWS batch 2 North Virginia region key pair. I'll network setting. Let me just edit my network settings. Now, I'll go here and I will select my BPC on which I want to deploy my machine. So I want to deploy on BPC01, which is demo. And which subnet. So let's suppose I want to deploy this machine on my public subnet 01. And on public subnet 01, I'm getting the IP 172.168.1.0/24. And you can see auto assign public IP. Right now it is disabled. So what we have to click on enable. If we will click on enable, then only this machine will get the public IP address. You can also do one thing. If I'll go here into my route tables, into subnets, and if I'll choose this particular subnet, which is subnet 01, I'll click on action, and if I will just click on edit subnet settings, and if I'll enable this option, enable auto assign public IP address, which means whenever I will deploy any of the VMs on my subnet 01, public subnet 01, these VMs will get the public IP address automatically. You can also enable resource name DNS record. So I don't want to use this one as of now. Let me just go with the public IP settings only. I'll just choose my subnet 2 as well. And I'll go here and edit my settings here as well. Edit subnet settings. And let me enable these particular settings. And I'll go on my subnet 3. And because these are the 3 public subnet I want, whenever I will launch any of the VMs on these subnet, they will get the public IP address automatically. Now, see, I'll go here, create a security group. So guys, as of now, I am just creating a security group with like allow all traffic. I will explain you everything in detail with regards to security group. As of now, you can think about I'm allowing all the traffic. In SSHs, I will select all traffic and I want to allow it. Advanced networking, here you can able to define. See, this machine I am deploying on my subnet 01, public subnet, and that subnet has a CID of 172.168.1.0. Let's suppose on this machine, I want the IP address, which is 172.168.1.100. So you can able to define that IP address here, and this machine will get that IP. All these settings leave default. Click on launch your machine. So this is your first lab, and this is the first machine which we have launched. You can refresh here. See, this machine is launching, so we have to wait for some time. Right now state is pending. Right now you can see within 1 minute we have launched one of our VM. Now in this VM you can see this is the ID. This is the unique ID of your machine. This is the name. You can also able to change the name if you want from here, but I don't want to change it. This is the public IP address. This is the private IP address. State is running. This is the private DNS name. Right now public DNS name is disabled. See, you can see public DNS name is not available here. Elastic IP is also not available here. If you want to enable this setting here, like your machine will get the public DNS name as well. What you can go into your BPC and go into action and edit your BPC settings. And you can just click here, enable DNS host name. Now your machines will get the public DNS name as well. Okay. You can able to see this is the private DNS name. This is the instance detail, like we have just launched Amazon Linux machine. This is the AMI we have used. You can platform is Linux, Unix. You can able to see all. This is the key pair we are using, and guys, we cannot able to update that key pair. Just remember all these settings. You can able to check it out, but all these things I will go through in depth when we will discuss the EC2 topics. Okay. As of now, this is the one which you wanted to know. These are the status and alarm. You can able to check the metrics where you will get the CPU utilization and all. Monitoring, security group, which means this is the security group. Right now this security group has a allow all the traffic at inbound and outbound. I'm going to discuss the same thing in some time. This is the networking. This is the storage related information. Now what I will do, see, if you have observed, this is the key pair which I have created, AWS B2, right? North Virginia key pair. Now what? You can open the putty here. So you have to open one software called Putty Zen. This is the putty key generator. Putty Zen software you have to basically open. You have to load your key. You have to load your key. Go and select all keys, and you can select which is AWS B2 North Virginia, means you have to select your PEM file. Select your key pair. We have selected, loaded. Now click on generate. Just put like refresh here into this black area, this particular white area. It will generate the key pair for you. It's generated. Save the private key. Yes. And now you can basically save this as a like AWS B2 key pair dot ppk. Why I have done this particular thing? I have done this thing because whenever I will basically use my putty will support this ppk format of your keys. If you are using Linux, then you can use this particular PEM file for the logging purpose. Okay. But I will use the putty for logging purpose. That is the reason I'm just creating this particular .ppk file. Now, if you will type here key pair, open key pair in new tab. And this is the place where you can able to see all your key pair. And guys, you are not able to download any of these key pairs. This, it will give you the option of downloading just one time, and after that you are not allowed to download. Either you can import, either you can able to delete. Import means you can able to upload your keys. Okay. Now If you want to let me just tell you one thing, you have to search here putty keygen, or you can type here keygen. 1 minute. Putty gen, this is the application. So when you will install this putty software, it will come with this puttygen. Open this puttygen, load your key. You can select that particular key, AWS B2, right? You can also directly you can save the public key. It will also work in this way. If you don't want to like hover over your mouse, you can basically go like that. To save it. This is how we can able to generate this particular .ppk file. Now, see, this is my EC2 machine, right? And if you will see, now I want to connect with this EC2 machine. I will just copy this particular public IP address and I'll just open my command prompt into my main PC. Type ping. So I can able to reach till this particular public IP address. Why I can able to reach? Because if you will remember, let me open EC2 into another tab, or I can go into my security group. See, this is the security group which I have created with the allow all traffic, right? And here I am allowing all inbound traffic and all outbound traffic, all the traffic, right? Which means anyone can able to ping this machine. That is the reason I can able to ping, right? Now, what I will do, I'll select this IP address. I'll go here and I want to take the SHS. What I have to do, I will just go here and I will type EC2 hyphen user. This is the username of your Amazon machines. Put your public IP address. Port number is 22. Go to into this SHS. Expanded, go to into auth. Expanded, go to into this credential and browse your private key file. So this is the file which we have created, right? ppk2. Use it. Go back here. Open. Click on accept the public key. And I have the access of my EC2 machine. So this is how I will access my EC2 machine using the Windows machine. This is a method for the Windows user. Now, there's a one more trick, guys. See, if I'll go here, if I will type shs-version, see on my command prompt, this shs is not there. Okay. Now, there's a one more thing. See, this is how I can able to connect using my Windows. Now, one more thing. Let's suppose, let me just start my one of the Linux machine. Let's say if you are using the Linux operating system or Mac OS, how you can do that. So let me start my Kali Linux machine here. Because for Linux users or for Mac users, they have to use this particular PEM file directly. This PEM file. This one. So I will create the same thing here as well, and we will test it out that part as well. Okay. So this is how, because see, when you will launch any resources, now you have to basically access them, and this is the only way to access them. Okay. Let's go here. It's loading. Give him some time. Meanwhile, if I'll go here, if I'll go and if I'll type ping to google.com, see, ping is happening. My Linux machine able to reach till the Google. Why I can able to reach till the Google? Because if you will check the route table here, I have a route. If I check my public route table, you can see I have this route. Now, let me just show you one more thing. I'll go here. Let me grab this public IP address. I'll go here. Let me log in on my Linux machine. Let me do the ping on that IP address. What happening? Why I'm not able to do the copy and paste? Copied. Go here. Paste the selected one. You can able to see I can able to ping that particular machine from my Kali Linux. Means even though guys try to ping this IP address from your end, try to ping guys, everyone try to ping this IP address 3.230.0.75, and if you are able to ping, just tell me. Just type yes if are you guys able to ping this IP address. Yes, right. I got lots of yes, which means we are able to ping. Now, if I'll go here into this route table, if I'll click on edit route table, and if I will remove this route, I have removed the route. Now guys try to ping. Are you guys able to ping? So we are not able to ping now. So guys, remember one thing. See, if you have launched the EC2 machine with the public IP address as well, but you will not able to ping that IP address until or unless you have this particular default route via the internet gateway. If I will add the route again via my internet gateway, added, and as soon as I have added the route, you can see my ping has start working. Now guys, see, this is my Linux operating system. Now I want to take the SHS access of this machine. How I can do that? So what you have to do, you have to create a one file. So you nano command, you can just create a file like AWS B02 keypair.pem and open the content of this PEM file, copy this particular details, go here and paste. Control X, yes, enter. I have the file now. Type ll. Oh, here I have lots of files. Okay. Let me just do one thing. mkdir AWS move AWS B02 key file into the AWS directory. cd AWS ll. Now you can see I just have my key pair file, right? And the content of this file is this. You can type cat, and this is the details, right? This is my private key. Now what I will do, I will just type shs -i ec2 -user at the rate public IP address of this machine, which is 3.230.0.75. Hit enter. And you can see, sorry, shs -i. I have to define my key file. And after that, I have to define this particular EC2, which is a username at the rate IP address of that particular EC2 machine. Hit enter. Yes, I am accepting the public key. And now you will get this particular error, guys. See, I'm getting the permission 0644 R2 open. So guys, whenever we will create these files, if you will type LL, you have to provide a proper permission. So like any normal user, they cannot able to access it, right? So you can type here chmod 400 AWS B2 0.keep. You can go with either 400. You can also go with the 600. But I have a habit of going with the 400. If this time I will again run the same command, I can able to access it. See, I have the access of my server. See, I have the access of my server. You can issue the command ifconfig. Even though you can type sudo -i, you can able to get the root access. Ifconfig, you can able to see I can able to get the access right from the Linux machine. So this is how we have to access the machines if you are using the Linux operating system. You can do the ping to google.com. Ping will work, right? You can also able to type this command yum update -y. You can able to update the package checklist. Yum install. Let me just install the nginx and httpd package. So they will basically install this particular web services on my Linux machine. Okay. Okay, both the packages has been installed successfully. Now, what I will do, I'll do one more thing. I will type nano /ec etc httpd. Then we have a conf. Inside this conf, we have a one more directory, which is httpd.conf. Here, what you can do, because I have installed two web servers, nginx and httpd, and both are running on same port, right? So if you want to, because see, only one can run on port 80. So the other one, what I wants to run on port 8080. Control X, Control Y. Now you can run one command, which is service nginx restart. Then service httpd restart. I will run one more command, systemctl enable httpd, and I want to enable the nginx as well. Now guys, if you will try to open this particular IP address, if you will open in your browser, you can able to access these particular web services as well. See, I'm getting the nginx web page, and even though I can also able to access it on port 8080. And I'm getting one more web page, which is it works, right? So guys, what I have done, I have created my VPC. I have created the subnet. I have created the route tables, right? And I have created the internet gateway. Then I have created the EC2 instance. And on that EC2 instance, I have basically installed the nginx and httpd server, and I can able to access these services. So guys, this is how we have to basically deploy our first machine. See, guys, if you are able to at least understood how to create VPC, how to create subnets, how to create route tables, how to create internet gateway, and how we can basically add the default route for this internet gateway on the routing tables, and how we can create the first VM. And you can able to take the SSS of this VM from your system if you are able to do till here, which is more well and good for today's perspective. Even though if you have not understood how I have installed this HTTPD or Nginx, not an issue. I am going to discuss these things in detail. Okay. But here I'm just giving you the overview. Oscar, we cannot able to access the GUI of this VM because I have installed the CLI only for that particular Linux. Okay. Generally, in Linux servers, if you will install the server edition, you will get the CLI options only most of the time. Okay. Now, now let's do one more thing. I've installed my EC2 instance here, right? Now, what I will do, see, this is the Amazon Linux which when I have installed. Now let me go here. Let me install one more EC2 instance, launch instance. This time I want to run my VM2. And let's suppose this time I am just choosing Ubuntu Linux. I'll go here. I will leave all these settings default. I will use the key pair, which is, guys, I will use my demo key pair. I don't use this key pair going forward because demo key pair, because this keys I have already shown on my record on my session. So which is unsecure one. So I will use this demo key pair. Now network settings. I want to deploy this machine also in the same VPC, but this time I want to use which is public subnet 2. Public subnet 2. And by default, auto assign public IP address is enabled because we have enabled this setting at the subnet level. I will use the existing security group, which is allow all traffic, advanced networking settings, and on this I want to use 172.16.2.100 IP address. 172.16.2.100. See, if I will not define any IP address here, then it will get any IP address from this range. Just remember. Leave all the settings default and launch the second virtual machine, which is Ubuntu on this second subnet. Let's wait here. So we will wait for this machines to come online. It is running now. I'll select my VM2. I'll copy this public IP address of my VM2. I'll go here. And guys, always make one habit. Let me create a new session this time. So guys, for Ubuntu machine, username is Ubuntu @ public IP address. Go to into SSH, authentication, credentials, and browse the private key. And I will use this one, demo key pair, because I will just use this one, demo key pair.ppk file. And guys, what I will use to do, I will have a habit of, I will always save this. I think I have a full list. Let me delete one of them. AWS or like this, go and save. Now click on open. And you can able to see I will get the access of this machine in a while. I think I have used the wrong settings. Looks like. Okay, let me close it. I'll copy the IP address. I'll go here. Let me open a new session. Let me just look for SHS. Okay, things are good. Click on open. Just wait here. Somehow I'm not able to open them. Let me close. This machine is still initializing. It's running now. 1 minute, guys. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me just check the key pair. I have used the demo key pair. Okay, let me just go here. Copy this IP. Go here. A12 @ put this IP address and select your key pair here, which is demo key pair. This is the one. Open. Open now. Accept the key. And now you can see I have got the access of A12 machine. Okay. Now let me take a new connection. This is my A12 machine. Let me just take the access of my VM1 as well. Which one? This VM1 is my Amazon EC2, right? So I'll go here. EC2-user @ public IP address. And we have to change the key pair because I have used the different key pair for that, which is the AWS one, AWS V2. Select and open it. Not support authentic method available. There is some problem. Let me just restart. Copy this. Go here. New session. EC2-user @ public IP address. SSH is this. Amazon B2. This is the one. I have to use second one. Okay. The first one I think I have created wrongly, guys. Because I have hope over. I think we don't need to do that thing. I will explain this part again. Now I will get the access. Okay. Now you can see I have access both of my machines. Now, as I have told you guys, we see because on my route table, I have a default route. I have on my public route table, I have this particular route, this one, which means both of these machines can able to reach each other. If I do a ping to 172.16.1.100, I can able to do the ping. Even though I can also type here curl on http://172.16.1.100 because it is running the web services. I'm getting this web page. I can also test on port 8080. You can see I'm getting the page here as well, which means I have a proper connectivity, guys. Now, see, right now, if you have observed, I am when I'm trying to log in into these machines, how I am login. I am I am only able to log in with the help of key pair, right? Sometimes let's suppose you want to disable that type of login. Well, how you can do that? Type here sudo -i. The very first thing what you have to type here, pass wd, change the password for EC2 user, and let me just configure password which is admin at 123, admin at 123. And what I have to do, I will go here, nano etc sshd ssh hyphen config, go here into this file, and you can able to see what is the line I have to search for. Password based authentication. This is the one, password based authentication. Let me just remove the comment. Control X, Y, hit enter. Sudo, or now just type service sshd restart sshd. Now guys, if you will go here into your EC2, which is this one, if you will try to log in directly into this machine with the help of username and password, this time this particular thing will work. Let me take the another connection here, new session. This time public key is not needed. Type here EC2 minus user at the rate public IP address. Remove, I don't needed anything. Login now. Still it is not happening. Looks like some issue. Let me just try from here. From this Ubuntu machine directly. SHS EC2 hyphen user at the rate 172.16 1.100. Yes. There is some problem. I think it will not allow in this way. There is a permission deny. It's still public key based is only available. Not an issue. I will look this thing later. So what I wanted to show you, like you guys are able to access or not. I will change this setting tomorrow, not today. Okay, now you can see guys, see I have deployed my both the VMs now, and both the VMs are able to communicate properly. Okay, now what we have to do, see both these VMs I have deployed on the public subnet, right? And they can able to access the internet, they can able to do everything. One more thing I want to tell you, if I will select my VM2, let's suppose if you will click on connect option, see we do have a couple of other method as well to connect with this VM. We can use the EC2 instance connect. This is the one thing. We can use the session manager, SSH client, and EC2 serial console. These are the four method available. Okay. Session manager, I will tell you how we can configure these settings for the session manager so we can able to access. SSH client, if you want to log in on this machine using the SSH client, you have to open SSH client, you have to change the permission, then log in with these details. They will give you all the details. Like this is the method we were using till now, using putty and all, right? Serial console, we can try with the serial console as well. This account is not authorized for the serial console, right? We have to click on manage, so we have to make some settings. I will use this instance connect, click on connect, and you can able to connect with this machine like this. From here also you will get the console. So these are the main two ways of connecting with these particular machines. Just remember. See, I got the access. Okay. Now, let's do one more thing here now. Let's launch one more machine. This time I will install this. I will launch VM3, and what I will use the Microsoft Windows. And what, let me just look if I have a old version of Microsoft Windows, which is Microsoft Windows 2016. Let me just use the 2016 one. Okay, not the latest one, because latest one is very slow. I will use the same key pair, the demo key pair, edit the networking settings, and I just want to deploy this particular machine also on my public subnet 3 on BPC01 demo. Public IP I will enable, and the security group I will select, which is allow all. Advanced networking. This time I will not define any public IP. We will see how we will not define any primary IP. Let's see how it will get the IP address from this particular range. This public IP option is already enabled because we have enabled at the subnet level. So it has inherited from the subnet. You can also able to disable it, but I want to enable it because I want public IP address on this machine. Go and launch this machine. So this is how we can able to launch the Windows server. You can look for the change log, initializing the request, launch initiation is succeeded, right? There are lots of things you can able to go through here. I'll go here. Let me refresh. And now you can see my VM3 is launching. So we will wait here. Now guys, tell me one thing. Couple of questions I'm having. See, I have deployed these three VMs on my BPC01. Are these VMs able to communicate with each other by default? Yes or no? They can able to communicate by default, right? What is the username for Amazon Linux machine? EC2-user. What is the username for Ubuntu Linux machine? Ubuntu. What is the username for Windows machine? Windows we have not seen. Windows username is administrator. These are the things which you have to remember because I have seen people used to struggle a lot with these settings. Okay. Now go here, select this VM3. You have a public IP address, you have a private IP address, you have a public DNS name. Even though, see, if you don't want to access this machine using this IP, you can use the DNS name as well. See, I will use this DNS name for the access purpose. Let me open my command prompt. Let me just check I can able to ping this machine using the DNS name or not. Tell me guys, why I'm not able to ping this particular Windows server? Tell me. What is the reason? See, ping is not happening. But for Linux machine, I can able to ping. Security group, Ankit, I have selected allow all. Security group is allow all. Internet gateway, everything is connected because it's in public subnet 03. Yes, local Windows firewall, just remember. Ketan, you are right. Every Windows machine, they will not allow by default to communicate. Now, how you can basically access this particular machine? You need a RDP. Let's suppose, let me just open my RDP. Remote desktop connection. This is my RDP, right? If I want to log in into any of this machine, what's that? What I need a computer IP address, username, and I also need a password, right? If I want to do the RDP to any of the machine, I have to define the IP address, username and all, right? Then only I can able to connect. Let me just copy this particular public IP address and I will define this public IP address. I will try to connect. It is taking the default configuration. So username you can put like this, like administrator. Administrator. What is the password? We have the key, right? We don't have any password here. How we will get the password? Right? So always remember, guys, if you are connecting with your Windows based machine, what do you have to do? Select this machine, click on connect, go into this RDP client, and what you have to do, you can able to, how you will get the password? Username is administrator. To get the password, you have to upload your key here. What is the key I have used? This demo key pair. Upload this key pair, decrypt the password, and this is the password you have received in your Windows machine. Even though you can also able to download the remote desktop file directly, and you can open this particular file. You can launch this file, connect, and it will start the connection. 1 minute. I'm not able to take this into this screen. 1 minute, guys. Last time also I have done the same thing and my session got stuck. Now you can see, guys, I'm audible. Type yes on the chat if I'm audible. Type okay, yes. Now you have seen, see, my system got hanged when I have basically opened this file last time. I'm not sure, maybe some issue on my system. If I will put this password, you can copy from here. Now you will get the certificate warning. Click on yes, and you will able to get the connection. And here we go. We have the remote desktop connection. That connection is very slow because this Windows server, they are always slow. That is the reason I will use Linux machine on my labs. Right, you can go here. Let me increase the size little bit more. I will open the control panel. System and security. Windows firewall. Turn on off these Windows firewall. And this time, if you will able to ping now this machine, now you can able to do the ping. Let me go back to my EC2 instance. Go here, copy this IP address, open your command prompt and do the ping. Ping to. See, ping is still working now. So this is how we used to access your Windows machine, this Windows server. If you want now, you can able to install all the application related services on all, like you can able to configure AD and all these things, but I don't want to do it as of now. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. See, This is the public IP address of this machine. Copy this public IP address. Go into this Linux machine. Exit out. This is my Kali Linux machine. Let me use this tool called XFreeRDP. Paste the public IP address. Try to log in. Click on yes. Type the password. How you will get the password? Click on connect. RDP. Get the password. Upload the key. Demo key pair. Decrypt the password. We have the password. Copy this password. Go here. Paste. Login. And you can see it has opened the desktop. So this is how we can use the Kali Linux as well for the connectivity purpose. These are the free tools that you can try. Okay. There's a one more tool is available. This is the XFreeRDP. There is a R desktop is also available. You can just put the public IP address of this machine. So I can get it from here. Yes. I think our desktop is not work. I have to define the username and password as well. Okay, not an issue. XFreeRDP I have used a lot. So this is how we can able to connect with these particular VMs. Okay, now let me do one more thing, guys. Let me just deploy one of the last machine, but that machine I will deploy on my private subnet. I will launch my EC2 instance. And this time I'm just deploying Kali Linux 04. See, if you don't want to deploy this Kali Linux, don't do it because it's a paid one. Okay. Not an issue. I will go into AWS Marketplace. I will search for Kali. I will select this. I have to subscribe for this. And I will deploy this on, yeah, this is fine, T2 medium, because see, if I will deploy in T2 medium, I have to pay the cost. Okay, just remember, I will use the key pair, which is demo key pair, network settings. I want to use the network setting, which is this time I will deploy on my subnet 4, which is the private one. In private one, I don't need any public IP. I will use the existing security group, which is all. And I want primary IP, which is 172.16.4.100. Launch your machine. We have launched the EC2 machine. Go here, refresh it. It's pending. And this time this machine will not get the public IP address because it's in private subnet. Okay. Okay, this machine will take some time. Just give me 2 minute time. Okay, I will right back. Now, if you have seen, our machine number 4 is also launched. It is running. Now, guys, tell me one thing. See, this is the IP address, which is 172.16.4.100 of this machine. Now, how if I want to connect with this machine? See, I will go into my machine 2. If I will do the ping on that IP address, ping is working because they are a part of same VPC. Now, tell me one thing, guys. See, this VM4 is a Linux, and this is also my Linux machine. Now, at this VM4 machine, I want to take the SHS of this VM4 machine from this Ubuntu Linux. What are the things I need to do? Tell me these steps, guys. Because we have seen, I have shown you how we can take the access of, we have seen the access of VM0 from my laptop, right, where I am running Kali Linux. Now I want to take the access of Kali Linux, which is I'm running on my AWS as a VM4, and I want to take the access of this machine. What is the first thing I need to do? First thing, to do the SHS, what is the command? SHS -I, and we have to define the key pair in .pem format. Then user, so for Kali Linux, username is Kali @IP address, which is 172.16.4.100. Now guys, why I'm using this particular private IP address? Because this VM4 is not having any type of public IP address. It is a part of private subnet. What? It's a part of private subnet, just remember. Now what, how I can do that now? See, now what I will do, I'll go here. I will type LL. Now I'll go into my, this is not this one. I'll go here. Let me open my demo key pair. I'll copy this demo key pair. I'll go here and I will just create a file, which is demo key pair .pem, paste, Control X, Control Y, Control X, then press Y, hit enter. You can able to. Now we have to change the permission, chmod 400, demo key pair. And after that, what we have to do? SHS -I, demo key pair, and the username is Kali @172.16.4.100. I have the access of my Kali Linux. Tell me one thing, guys. Tell me one thing. From this VM4, I am able to reach internet or not? Do I able to ping internet or not? Tell me. No, I am not able to ping the internet because this machine is in private subnet. Ping is not working, but see, DNS resolution is happening. Who, so guys, tell me one thing, which server is doing this DNS resolution? How this DNS resolution is happening? If you will type nslookup for Sianets.com, oh, this tool is not there. Sorry for that, guys. NSLookup tool is not available. Let me just go into this machine, NSLookup, because then let me just type facebook.com. So as I have mentioned, see, this machine is a part of 172.16.1.0/24 subnet, right? And you can see, as I have mentioned, see, we have a BPC. Inside BPC, we have a subnet, right? And this IP address 172.16.0.2, as I have told you, this IP address is reserved for DNS servers, right? So this is the DNS server who is basically providing, because this server is reachable. This server is reachable, so we are getting the response. Okay. Even though, let me do one more thing here. Ping 172.16.1.1. See, I can able to ping the AWS router. 1.2. 1.2 is not pingable. Let me just ping to this 0.2. This generally DNS server is not reachable, and they used to create a DNS server on each subnets. Okay, and in our case right now, this is the DNS server who has just provided the response. Okay, so don't worry. Now guys, I hope you understood. Let's see. If you have a VM in private subnet, if you have a VM 04 which is a part of private subnet, if you want to access this VM, how you will access? Generally, we have a one more VM, VM1, and this VM is a part of public subnet, right? And public subnet VM has a public IP address. So we will take the SHS on this VM. Once we get the SHS of this VM, what we will basically upload our key pair, and after that when once this key pair is uploaded, what we will do, we will basically take the access of private VMs. So means this VM01 is like a jump host. Okay, so guys, these are the main 4 lists which I wanted to do today. Now one more thing, if you will see, this particular machine is not able to ping to internet. Now what is the way how I can allow the communication so this Kali Linux can able to do ping to the internet? The temporary solution, you can go into your public private route table here, routes, go here, add one route towards the internet gateway. Now still ping is not happening. See, ping is still not happening because this machine is not having the public IP address. Just remember, this machine is only having the private IP address. Okay, that is the reason. So generally, just remember one thing. If I'll go here into my route tables, this is my private route tables, and I have a route towards the internet through this internet gateway, and this is my Kali Linux machine, and it is not able to reach till the internet because this machine is not having the public IP address. If you want to do one thing, you can go here, go into action, click on networking, deassociate the public IP. So I think it is not having any type of elastic IP. So let me just see, we can able to attach one of the elastic IP. Let me just see where I can able to get that option. It is in networking as I remember. Attach network interface, manage IP address. Assign a new IP. I can able to allocate a new IP from here, right? We have to allocate one of the elastic IP first from the pool. Allocate the IP. Allocate elastic IP. Allocate it. So this is the IP address which we have allocated. Now you can go here, cancel, go into this VM again, action, networking, Manage the IP address. Public IP address option I'm not getting still. Not from here actually. Let me just go into this ENI, because we can associate this elastic IP from here. I think I have to allocate it. Same thing they are opening. No, I will go into this ENI. So 1 minute, let me just close this for a minute. Okay. And let me just cancel this. Let me cancel this. And I have a, you can able to see this ENI. This is the elastic IP. Go here, action, associate the elastic IP address, associate with the instance, select your instance, and I want to add with my VM4. So I will just select the VM4 from here, associated. Now if I'll go into my EC2 instance and let me just refresh this tab entirely, and I'll go here. I'll just stop the session in 2-3 minutes, guys. Okay, let me just complete this last part. I'll go here. Now you can see now we have a public IP address on my VM4, and it is a elastic IP address. You can see it's a IP address. And this time if I'll go here, and now if I'll try to ping to Google, ping will work. Even though we can create a new ENI and all, this is some different thing, and I will discuss all the use cases, Ankit. Okay, don't worry, because ENI I have not touched. See, we can able to ping. So this is the temporary solution. If you have not allocated the IP address to your machine, then this is how we can able to do. Okay, now once you will create this particular infrastructure, you can select them, go here and terminate your instance. This is how we will destroy the infrastructure. Deleted. All these machine is terminating. Go to into EC2 dashboard here. Always keeps refreshing this dashboard, and you can able to see we have a one elastic IP address. Open this elastic IP address. Go here, select this elastic IP, and first we have to release this elastic IP or deassociate this elastic IP. It is not deassociated right now. Go here. Release option is also not available right now, so we have to wait for some time, because right now these instances right now they are running. They have deleted, terminated, right? See, go here, refresh, select it, release the elastic IP. Release means now I have just put this IP address back to the AWS pool, so anyone can use now. Okay, if you see, if you have just allocated one IP address and you are not using it, then you have to pay the amount. Just remember. Okay, now my machines is deleted. Always go to into EC2 dashboard here, and you can keep refreshing. Check, we have a 2 key pair. If you want to delete this key pair, you can able to do it. Go here, go back, refresh. You can see we have a 2 security group. You want to, you can delete them. I will not delete them because I don't, they will not charge anything for that. For instance, and right now all are in terminated state, right? And in some time you cannot able to see them as well. They will be removed from here. They take some time, right? Now go to into your BPC, go to into BPC dashboard. So we have a one BPC, we have a 7 subnets, we have a 3 route tables, we have a 1 internet gateway, we have a DSCP option, and apart from that we don't have anything else, right? And guys, they will not charge anything for BPC, for subnet, for route tables, for internet gateway. For DSCP, for NACL, they will not charge anything. So we can keep these things here only. Okay, they are not chargeable. Generally, VMs are chargeable. See, I have created these VMs, so they are generally available for free tier. So you don't need, they will not charge anything. They will just charge like very small amount for the storage only. Okay. So that's it, guys, which I wanted to cover now. One last thing. See, in your today's class, if you have seen, we have basically covered this part: components, BPC services inside and outside, 3-tier architecture, CIDR, subnet, route tables, IP addressing. Now, in next session, what I will basically cover your elastic network interface, security groups, NACL, internet gateway I have covered, net gateway, net instance, because see, we have run one of the machine which is Kali Linux, right, or VM4 on private subnet. If this machine you want to allow the internet access on this machine, you have to go with the net gateway concept. So we will going to discuss this net gateway, and this part also we have completed. Okay, so this is the part. Like tomorrow I will discuss your security, NACL and NAT gateways, and apart from that, if time permits, I will basically jump towards the BPC peering as well. Okay, so that's it, guys, for today's session. Let me just stop the recording now.